And there is that balloon. It's the Fort McDowell traditional doll balloon. It comes to us from the Fort McDowell Yavapai Nation.
The little girl smiling down on everyone along the 2-mile parade route today. Such a cute balloon here with the braids coming out of her side there. 18 feet tall. She's a big girl.
She is a very tall girl and is moving with the help of 16 handlers. And the weather is beautiful today, so the winds have been fairly light. It's been, so far, pretty easy for the handlers.
You never know. December in Phoenix, much to a lot of people's assumptions, it can be interesting.
Yes, but so far that doll and her braids are all heading down the street just fine.
All a girl wants to do is keep her hair in place, right?
Exactly.
Isn't that the rule?
I hear another marching band, Kirk. It's the TCU Marching Band. It began in 1904 as the Texas Christian University Military Band, and it consisted of 32 members back then and included non-student members of the local community.
The TCU Band, lovingly referred to as the pride of TCU, and has students from almost every major on campus. From 1944 to 1949, the Horned Frog Marching Band was made primarily of World War II vets.
Let's listen in. To win at least 6 bowl games in the last 7 seasons, and the Spartans have appeared in 8 bowl games since 2001. They're going to match up tonight, TCU versus Michigan State in the 24th annual Buffalo Wild Wings Bowl.
TCU hoping to take that number from 6 to 7 tonight. We'll be watching to see what happens. We've got a lot more Fiesta Bowl parade coming up throughout the course of the hour and a half, 2 hours here at ABC 15. So we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with more. Thanks for watching ABC 15.
Coming back to what, Joe? I said we'll be coming back on what page?
So we've got a couple of C's here, so if we have to pass these.
Okay.
Start this. Just in case you forget.
Welcome back to the Fort McDowell Fiesta Bowl Parade presented by the Fort McDowell Yavapai Nation right here on ABC 15. And gentlemen, rev your engines.
We are hearing the loud engines. 100 years of Chevy presented by Connected Entertainment here on the Fiesta Bowl Parade today, featuring cars from across the valley.
Yeah,
we're talking about decades from the 1920s all the way up into 2012.
Hard to hear a little bit with some of those engines revving, aren't
If you
they?
had that car, you'd be revving that engine too.
Serious muscle cars there that we're watching. Yeah, really enjoying it.
No surprise, some crowd pleasers in this group. We've got Corvettes, lowriders, muscle cars.
Can your car do that? Jump up and down like that?
Not yet, but I'm working on it.
That is pretty fun, isn't it? Fun to see.
Well, as we mentioned, there's cars that date back to the 20s, but you've got some new cars in here as well, and you can see some of those represented right there. So collectors of Chevys from across the state coming together to show off their cars in the parade today.
And behind them, we've got the Prescott Antique Fire Truck. Probably moving a little slower.
A little bit slower, but that's okay. We expect that.
Making the city of Prescott proud today. The city of Prescott has the oldest fire department in Arizona. Did you know that, Kirk Youngke?
I did not.
Yes.
It's interesting. They are presenting a 1931 Seagrave ladder truck, which was in service with the Prescott Fire Department from 1932 all the way up until 1983.
Here's a little concept. How about fighting a big fire with a wooden ladder?
I know.
That's what they used to do.
Puts things into perspective, how much things were different back then. A little bit of history from Prescott here in Arizona. There you go.
Exactly.
And behind them, I believe, in case the fire isn't the only problem, we've got the Ghostbusters.
That's right, the Arizona Ghostbusters. A costuming fan club bound together by its mutual love for the Ghostbusters and volunteers. Coming up here behind all of them in just a few minutes. And so, as we say goodbye to the Prescott Fire Truck and all that history there, beautiful, going down the range. Oh, look who's here.
We've got the band out of Goodyear, Arizona, and you can see them twirling the flags there. Exciting stuff here to see on the parade route on the Fiesta Bowl parade. Let's take a quick listen into the Desert Edge High School band from Goodyear.
Desert Edge. Edge.
Sometimes ghosts disappear, but they're back now.
Well, the Ghostbusters here, you know, we talked about the firefighters, and the Ghostbusters, they wear just as much of equipment, but their car is a little bit different.
It's very tricked out and cool. Yeah, lots of fun there with the Arizona Ghostbusters as well. They do a lot of volunteering, this group does, from Desert Edge High School out in Goodyear, and they are playing the Ghostbusters theme today.
I can hear it.
I
want to sing it. I'm this close, but I promise you I won't sing it today. Who are you going to call?
Ghostbusters. Yep. And there they are.
Well, I love the Ghostbuster Mobile. I'm not sure if it has a name. It probably does. But I'm just going to call it the Ghostbuster Mobile today.
I think that's good.
You probably remember it from the movie, and these guys have been a part of this parade for years now. Always fun to see them out at different community events with the big giant backpacks on, the ghost fighting machines from the movie from the 80s. And there's the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Yeah, exactly.
I know him. I know his name.
And there is the Fry's Sun City Palms, and they're coming down the parade route now, well known as ambassadors to good health and fitness. They range in age from 60 to 81 and display agility and energy in every performance that they give, whether it's a parade or on stage doing jazz dancing or acrobatics.
81-year-old Pat Weber is the choreographer and leader of this group, and today she is the baton twirler in the group, the Palms, performing here along the parade route.
Pretty ladies, and it's nice to have them with us today. Lots of good cheers for them as well as they give us some high kicks.
Kicking up their heels.
I think so.
Not letting age get in the way of having some fun and dancing and being part of the Fiesta Bowl parade with us today. Getting kind of windy out here too. You'll notice the balloons starting to flap in the wind there.
Just a little bit. River Fry Sun City Palms there.
And right behind them, we have the Arizona Mini Mystique, miniature horse-driven drill team. You can see the tiny little horses there. These are so fun to see, such a sight.
Aren't they cute? And they're only like 29 to 34 inches tall, but they're pulling those nice wagons and having a good time at it, all in formation there.
I know last year when we were out here at the Fiesta Bowl Parade, I think you had a chance to see these guys up close.
I did. I got to go up and pet one of them and take a couple pictures. They're such pretty animals, and they spend a lot of time helping to train them and get them all hooked up to the buggies and things and in formation, and they do quite a few events here throughout the valley.
Arizona Mini Mystique group here along the parade, and next up behind them, the Navy Operational Support Center Phoenix Honor Guard. Let's see if we can swing over to those guys as one of the miniature horses not following direction or just kind of playing around.
Well, they do a little drill team almost type of thing. See, so they've got their formation there, and they're following around and doing what a flag girl would do, but on a drill team formation with ponies and buggies. It's
Very
fun to
cool.
see.
Yeah, kind of a little choreographed demonstration there for the crowd. And it's funny because when things like that happen behind us, we can hear everyone start to go crazy.
Yeah, they're like, ooh. Lots of fun. Boy, the crowd, too. It's been such a nice morning here, and so many people up in the stands and along the parade route with their families and their children, and people without their coats on now, so it's starting to warm up a little bit.
Well, if you're in the sun today, it's a typical Arizona December day. If you're in the sun, it feels nice and warm, and I can tell you as well, people have been out here since 6 o'clock this morning trying to get that perfect spot.
The National Operations Support Center Phoenix Honor Guard is up next. They've been a military installment in Phoenix for nearly 50 years. The 9.5-acre campus with its brick buildings and smaller outbuildings initially opened as a U.S. Coast Guard Reserve Center.
Thanks, guys, for your service and being a part of the events today. We're glad to have you here with us again. You can hear the crowd really cheering them on, which is always great to hear. And you hear the steel band coming up behind them.
You can hear the drum beats starting now.
It's almost impossible not to notice that the Corona del Sol Steel Band is on that truck there and filling the air with some steel drum music this morning.
Under the direction of Scott Werner. You know, the steel drum band began back in 1991 with the purchase of just a few pans and has grown to include 40 authentic steel drums and over 50 players now.
Well, and something else that's interesting, of course, they love to play music, but one of their missions is to inspire young students to be involved in music education. Is that Under the Sea?
I think it might be. Let's listen in. The Corona del Sol Steel Band is a party on wheels, and thanks to them for being in the parade today.
Where's the Little Mermaid when you need her? You know? And right behind that steel drum band, the Grand Marshal of the parade is next up on the parade route here on the Fiesta Bowl Parade, Missy Franklin.
Missy Franklin serving as the parade Grand Marshal, 5-time Olympic medalist. Missy Franklin, yes, that is her, if the name is familiar. Missy has won 4 gold medals and 1 bronze medal in the 2012 Summer Games and holds 4 world records, Kirk.
Yeah, she's an Olympic swimmer that you may recognize. You probably know her name, know her face, and she represents our country proudly in the Olympics. She says being the Grand Marshal of the Fiesta Bowl Parade ranks right up there with winning her Olympic gold medals. Take a listen to what she had to say.
I'm so excited to be Grand Marshal of the Fiesta Bowl. It's such an honor, and I think it's going to be so much fun. I've heard so many wonderful things about it. I think it's just an amazing opportunity to be a part of this, and gonna have the parade tomorrow, which I can't wait for. I have to get my wave on, and then coming back again for the actual game I think is going to be a blast. So it's a real honor.
Do you hear the crowd? I love you, Missy.
It's great. She's committed to attend and swim for University of California at Berkeley, and she's got some family in the car with her.
She does. Her parents are here, Dick and D.A. Franklin, as well, in the car with her. And of course, I'm sure they're very proud of their daughter. Hey, there's the U.S. Airways Dewey the Pallane balloon. This year's official airline sponsor of the Fort McDowell Fiesta Bowl Parade and your hometown airlines, U.S. Airways.
I love this balloon. I really do. And he's spinning around, having some fun. That is the happiest plane I've ever seen in my life. Leading the way in the parade, Dewey the balloon, along with members of the Dew Crew, the U.S. Airways compassionate and dedicated corps of over 3,500 employee volunteers.
Serving more than 230 communities around the world, U.S. Airways is proud to operate a safe and reliable airline.